I just spent 8 hours with the top 10 business owners on Skool from last month, sharing the money-making strategies that they used to win the Skool Games. Here are the best ones. This is actually kind of fun for me because I haven't directly managed a team in a while. And so I'll walk through what worked really well for me, and then you can do whatever you want with that. And so I came in, mind you, to fix a department that was just sucking. And so the first thing was questioning the requirements, meaning, why are you guys all doing what you're doing right now? Can you explain that to me? And so the thing is a lot of times people will fill their time with work, but that work doesn't actually produce anything meaningful. Like they do stuff, and they're not like ill-intentioned, they're not trying to destroy the business, but they're very much just doing things, just wasting time, right? And so once we're like, okay, I know that these few things, like most of the things don't matter. So then I deleted. So I said, okay, I need you guys to just stop doing all of this stuff because it's not driving anything. And so this is important because the first thing I want to do is like clear space so that we can then optimize what's left. So it's like, okay, these are the only 2 things or 3 things that you do that drive an outcome in the business. And now I want you to take all of your time and just put it on these 1 or 2 items. The next thing was dragging up timelines. And so it's like, okay, these are the 2 or 3 things that are most important for this role in general. How long will it take you to do X? And then I would usually get a response that would be something like, I can get it done by next Monday. And I'd be like, okay, how many hours do you think it will take you to do? And then sometimes a person would say something like, I think it'll take me 4 hours. I'd be like, okay, well, it's noon now. Why don't you just get it done by 4 today? And then it's like, oh, well, I have all this. Oh, no. We deleted all that. Why can't you do it by 4 o'clock today? So if I don't have to do all this stuff, then I can do that. It's like, okay, cool. Then I'll meet you at 4. Hey guys, if you want to be in this room, it's actually free for all these people because they won the Skool Games. And so Skool is a community platform. It helps you build a group and a community that you can monetize online or that you can build for free. And so we give you the tools, we give you the training, and we give you the community so that you can actually recreate that. And as of right now, 54.1% of people who start a paid community on Skool make at least $1. And so I say that because the first dollar in business is the hardest one to make because there's so many skills that are required to get there. And we've been obsessing about this for the last 5 years to make it as easy as humanly possible. If you want to start for free, you can go check it out. And if you want to ask me a question, I onboard all the new customers every single Monday. So sign up, start for free, and I'll see you next Monday. And you can show me what you did. And so when we speed up timelines, I increase communication frequency, more like, not like sitting on meetings, but just like, hey, quick morning, like it can be 5 minutes. Just like, you're on this, you're on this, you're on this, great. How long will that take you? How long will that take you? What's blocking you? Let's move that out of the way. And if someone brings up something that's like, oh, well, you told me to do this other thing. It's like, well, if that is more important, do that first. How many more hours you got left on that? Okay, and then we'll do the other thing. And then finally, whenever possible, it's like, is there anything here that we can automate or that we can put some sort of tech behind so that we don't have to have you doing it over and over and over again? But the 3 big steps are 2, 3, 4. But you have to, before you can delete stuff, you have to figure out why it's even important. And this has just been like, I feel like it's been top of mind, and like 2 or 3 of you guys asked me about this during the lunch break, and I think some stuff was around operations. And so a lot of you guys have your first teams, your first few people, and most of those people have no idea how what they do translates to the business making money. And I think at the very least, even asking them, like, do you know how what you do makes the business money? A lot of them, I'll bet you, will have no idea. Seriously. And they're like, you do support. How does that make the business money? It's like, and if they can't translate what they do every day into how it makes the business money, they certainly won't do it by accident, right? And so it's like making sure that they understand how they tie into the economics of the business. But this process has been super effective. And so I took a department over, and they were kind of floundering a little bit. And I think in 6 days, it was like, okay, the first day I took like 3 hours to figure out what all the problems were. And so then I was like, okay, guys, so these are the 3 big problems with this department. We're only going to do number 1 until number 1 is done. And I don't care about anything else you have to do. We're just going to solve problem 1. And we're going to meet twice a day until we do that. And so then it was just simply breaking down what are the tasks that are required to solve number 1. And so for example, this was, I told you earlier that I was doing the attribution thing. So I was like, for 3 weeks, I hopped on these weekly meetings, and I was like, what the fuck are people saying right now? It's like, this is marketing. I have a pretty good understanding of this, and I have no idea what any of you guys are saying. And so the real thing that was missing was data. And I think a lot of you guys have this common theme of like, you're just guessing a lot, which is, like in the beginning, you need to do shit, fine. But once things start working, if you want to make your guesses, like stop wasting time on stuff, a lot of times you're doing solutions that you're just shooting blind. It's like, I want to test this new thing out. Well, it's like, we don't even know if the new thing's going to work better until you know how well the current thing's working in terms of click to close. It's like, well, we have to measure it first. And so the first thing we did was put attribution in place. It's like, well, shoot, there's 7 different funnels and we have 16 different traffic sources that are running through these. And it's like, right, then we're going to solve them one at a fucking time. It's like, but what about all these other broken things? It's like, not a priority. Until we have data, we can't do anything. And so it's just like, that's what it is. Like, okay, so let's start with the first one. This is how we're going to fix the first one. Everyone on board? And so if you have a team of people, this is a little bit more, advanced here, especially if you have more generalists. So like Sam is a bunch of developers. So like they're going to have probably more niche down stuff than probably a team that's more generalist. But when we're doing the assignments, I just think to myself, what are they doing? So, hey, that's a great idea. I think that'll solve that problem. Cool. Who's doing that? Who's owning that? Okay, great. When can you get that done by? And I prefer to ask for how many hours will that take rather than when can you get that done by, because you would be amazed at how much padding people give themselves. Yeah, it's like, when can you get that done by? They'll say next week. And you say, how many hours? They say 3 hours. And you're like, okay, why does that take a week? And so if you can speed up the cadence of deadlines, basically, and I've talked about this between like the difference between end of week and end of day, you move the whole team at 7 times the speed. And a lot of the things that you're doing in the early days are not super time consuming. You're not rebuilding the architecture of school, right? You might just need to like send the fucking email. Does that make sense? So just anyways, just something that's been helpful for me in terms of running small teams.